Alright, so this is Continental. We do have almost what I was suggesting before, where it's mostly water. Some of the water comes inland. It's kind of a map that's getting quite pinched here. You can see towards the right side. It's going to be quite an easy wall off, so we're going to see mostly a water map here. We have T90 over here as the Japanese. Japanese, of course, are really good water civ. Both players picking Japanese. Yeah, water, not such a big clue about. I'm noticing in the back though, he doesn't have too great access to deep fish. He's pretty cramped back there. So I don't really know what he's going to do. Again, I can't really identify maps when it comes to water maps too well, of like what's a good map and what's not. I can just see that it's going to be quite an easy wall off and they're going to be playing the water game here. So what do you think about Sobek's map?
I mean, I agree with that one. Water, of course, obviously on this map is going to be extremely important for given reasons. The philosophy is going to be, of course, who's going to win the water. Obviously, is going to be the one with the hugest advantage. Maybe it will be decided before we reach the later parts of the game, because maybe someone is going to be more successful in water. We're going to see about this, but I certainly think that it's going to play a huge role here. Getting the resources, the additional food income, of course, going to highly affect your economy positively. Walling off, of course, is also one thing, as you mentioned, who has the better chances. I think Sobek here on the right-hand side can utilize the map that he's given actually quite nicely here. And for T90, it's more of an open one. I think if you just look at the right-hand side of his base, if he wants to close it off, it's going to be a bit. But I also see some nice scouting here from him, as he gets a lot of additional sheep as well, whereas Sobek just slowly, steadily going forward with this.
Yes. Continental does have extra sheep. Almost forgot about that. I'm a little bit curious about Sobek's boar trapped behind the woodline on the right. That's going to be a bit of a pain. I mean, scout fights are maybe not so common on Continental. It's not too important as long as your scout is still alive to do some scouting. Then I think he could have scout lured that. Oh no, he got loom and he's going for the Vil to lure it. That's interesting. That's getting loom this early, a little bit of economy damage there. That's pretty unpleasant. It's 4.5 minutes now though, so it's kind of late in.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, who does that as well? If he just sees the
T90 being housed for a little while.
No, not really ideal, but also closing off this area there on the left-hand side, top left-hand side. It's understandable. Also getting his dog up to the back of his base, by the way. Certainly not aggressive.
That's not closed off, is it?
Say what?
That 3-tile palisade wall, that's not closed off, is it? Can they walk diagonally from that shallow? Right? Yeah. Can they walk from that green shallow up?
I guess they can.
I think they can.
You cannot build on it though. That I can confirm. But I guess you can walk onto this part. Or can you? Because there's this little gap here. I'm not so sure.
I think he could wall the one tile top left of the shallow.
Yeah.
And that would wall it. I think that's just not walled. That's sloppy play, I think. Unless it actually is and we're just noobs, which is also likely.
Alright, that boar is down as well for T90. Everything's going okay so far. Interesting things with the early loom, then this interesting walling by T90. Interesting stuff, but I'm also a bit surprised that we see Japanese war here on this map. Italians, in my opinion, are still a beautiful civilization for water because of their bonus of going up with the next 8 faster due to lower requirements.
Also, Italians do have the fishing ship bonus, whatever it was. I don't play water. This is a best of 5 aka Dre.
Alright.
So, I mean, let's look at the Japanese. I mean, of course, you've got to admire the wood bonus by they save on their camps, half price cost. That's just huge for going ships early. You know, on your lumber camp, you usually have to have 5 villagers on wood after you have your 6 on sheep before you can build a dock right away. And you know, that just is so much faster when you save 50 wood on that lumber camp, and then everything after that cheaper. It's just very nice bonus to have. That, as well as fishing ships just being in general stronger. Double the hit points, 2 pierce armor, and they work faster. 5% in Dark Age, but you know, 10% feudal is pretty important, and 15% in castle gives them a good food economy even if they don't have that much land. That's about
Right.
all I really know from Mega Random that I sometimes play.
I understand. Also, something that has happened is walling of T90 now was actually removed due to the fact that T90 actually wanted to engage here and was quite successful. The scout of Sobek now with one of T90, which is still full HP. So I think he has a kind of given enough time, it seems, as he wants to just to secure himself in the middle of the map, which I think is quite reasonable because he just doesn't want to allow this little part in front of his TC to the left hand side just to be the area to be walled. Just thinks that if he was more ambitiously, he'll just secure more and more efficiently in that way. Also, uptime's a bit early for Sobek, just a couple of seconds, but both players with 26 villagers going for the next stage.
As my chat's saying, you're cutting out just a little bit, so if you could like lower your voice detection thing in Discord, maybe that might help out.
Right.
Because you seem fine on your stream, but obviously
as well. I'm not so sure if it's.
Are you still having it?
I mean, you're still cutting off a little bit here and then, right? Maybe
Should we move to your voice channel? Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for voice channel. Right.
Where's the image? Discord? Oh, it's at the top. Really? He removed my rank? What? Bring me into the channel then, you pleb.
Alright. Hello? Can you hear me?
Jesus.
Jesus, damn
You gotta remember to put me in your channel if you remove my rank to join the channel.
Oh yeah, I removed that. Oh my god, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Anyway, so second dog coming up for
I still
Sobek.
that we're cutting off a little bit. Do you still hear that? Is it still a thing? Because we could still switch to TeamSpeak. That would be the last thing we can do. But I guess this will also ultimately solve everything in case that is still an issue.
We'll just go to the end of this game and then move to TeamSpeak after, I think. It's okay for now.
Alright.
Okay. Anyway, Castle Age coming in for T90. He is... Where is he on the dock front? He's only still one dock, apparently. Whereas Sobek's been on two docks for a little while now.
Stark just said that he's not happy at all with those build orders. Says they will remain the aspiring ones for a longer period of time because of the way they're just pulling this one off. But yeah, still there now on the way. 16.2 and 16.25.
Stark's favourite random land map is Rivers, so
right.
Only he would get that joke, but it still counts. I'm curious as to what we're going to see in the way of ships. Are we just going to see a mass fire ship war? We're going to see a landing here from Sobek with the archer range.
Right.
That's interesting. He's up a little bit later, but he's still going to have crossbows out in a decent time. You know, only soon after T9 hits castle, so I think that could be kind of devastating. Looking at T90's map, it's going to be pretty hard to get a landing on T90. Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to land T90 though without him seeing, because he has the mill there, the market there, the dock there.
No, that's going to be dangerous.
It's going to be difficult for him to get the archers past and then get to, for example, the wood line in the back. It's going to take him some time.
Right.
Assuming T9 knows this.
Huge detour to the right inside, but I don't think that's going to happen.
But yeah, I think T9 is just going to know this. Lots of fire ships though, and I'm not seeing any from... None from Sobek yet. Sobek's just focusing purely on the landing. I think if he can get land and get forward, he could do very well. There's lots of basically land on the map still that if you go water and you win water, you still can't quite secure yourself from land attacks.
Well, that could be. I'm just also curious about Sobek now. Going for crossbowmen and is about to land with 4 soon-to-be crossbowmen. With that one, of course, he would have an impact, but at the same time, he's now getting raided on water by those fire ships. He's now removing his fishing ships just to secure him. At the same time, Sobek is now going to land.
Yeah, as I said, Oh, does he not have Bodkin? No, he's not getting Bodkin yet.
No, not yet, not yet.
Having a quick look at
Let's see.
Sobek's resources, he can't afford it. He wants to boom TCs.
Yeah, he's adding more. Yeah, 2 more TCs. Interesting. The crossbow's now marching forward, but T90 at least securing his villagers. That's a smart move also for that TC on the hill.
Yeah, it's still semi-secure as a gold, maybe not the best, but he should be able to get like Siege Workshop out and then maybe get a Scorpion. The thing is, his wood is not secure. T90 doesn't really have a secure wood at this point. The TC didn't secure it. So it's going to be really hard for him to make anything to really defend against it with, unless he runs quite far away. He is Japanese though, so he could easily afford another lumber camp here and there, so hopefully he learns to secure it. I'm turning into nobody at the moment, where I forget to turn off my Facebook and you just hear notification sounds left, right, and center.
Nice, nice. This pleasant stuff. But also, more is going to happen as Sobek now tries to come closer, but now he actually backs off once again. T90 is doing some interesting stuff, but at the same time, I understand what he actually tries to go for. So he has now this kind of safe port line on the right-hand side. Also, his this watchtower over here. But yeah, his economy has been hurt. That has been a lot of idle time. Also, interesting and maybe most ideal distribution of villagers here. So doesn't look too beautiful, but on water at least more successful, because we have 0 fishing boats for Sobek now with 6 for T90.
Yeah, what I'm thinking here is that, of course, I mean, Sobek is 5 villagers ahead, while he's, 6 villagers behind, so he's basically at the same economy, but he is 3 TC booming. He doesn't have the farms to really support that though at the moment, so he's probably going to be idling for a little bit, whereas T90's 2 TCs are... they're going to be okay with the amount of fishing ships he's got, but he might want to add a bit more. He's gone really heavy on trying to take the water. He's going to have the water, he's going to have the food, but he just doesn't have the gold right now. And what gold can he take? He has to go out of his base, grab the gold that's to the right of his towers there, right of his stones. Right. And that's outside, and then he's just sort of running into the land that Sobek has control of. So it's going to be quite difficult for him to get gold at this point.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Sobek plays it really smart here, surrounding T90, right there where it's the most crucial part for him. So to the south, he has 3 crossbows. To the north, he has those 2 crossbows. And right where you said there was this gold, the potential gold for T90, we have the siege workshop as well as a monastery. So little siege and monk push from the right-hand side, much expected. Is going to be successful, at least in theory, because T90 for now not showing too much of resistance, just the defensive siege workshop that he has. But we'll see how successful he's going to be. With that many villagers on stone, I assume that we're going to see more towers, potentially even a castle at some point.
The 2 things I could see at this point would be he would mine stone to then sell it to get gold, which is it's actually an okay way of getting gold if you can't mine gold. It's not too far behind actually mining gold. And then you can use that to make, for example, siege, clear the crossbows, maybe a scorpion, that kind of thing. Or he could be just mining lots of wood and add farms, have good fishing economy, and then he could just make some skirms to deal with that. Because right now he's not really dealing with the siege. He's going to be in a minute, but I feel he's just not making the right reactions at the right time. He hasn't reacted to those crossbows by making a fence against them in, what's it been, 8 minutes or something? Those crossbows have been in there.
Yeah. True. By the way, Lady J, thanks for the host. Really appreciate it. Currently, we're here with Mr. GPN streaming and casting the beautiful matchup between T90 and Sobek. This is the first game, and it seems that Sobek is pressuring hard for the given reasons that GPN just has presented to us. T90 is under pressure for certain, and it just doesn't stop yet, because we see more and more units at least still doing that thing, pressuring as much as possible, keeping T90 busy, annoying him as much as possible. So for now, it seems quite successful what he does. Let's see, of course, for how long this is going to go. The pressure is also being built up from the right-hand side, where we see 2 monks and 2 mangonels. Wow, there's quite some stress for T90.
I don't really see what T90 could do to recover this at this point. Sure, he could go guard tower. Can he afford... what can he afford? Can he afford a university? He almost can. He certainly cannot afford guard tower.
Yeah, you can just split the universe, that's all. So with no gold, he does have the market, of course. He can utilize it to sell the stone if he needs to. But that's all about it. So that's highly unfortunate for T90. Seems really bad, as you said it. What can you do against it? Guard tower? Well, you're not able to afford it. So what now?
He has to have some mangonel traits, very good mangonel traits, to be able to recover out of this, but of course that's just relying on luck. It's something you might see happen, but you know, he did get one kill for basically free there on the mangonel, so that's not too bad. Taking a look around the map, I mean, we're looking at 7 villas ahead for Sobek. He is booming, his economy on land is looking pretty good, it's pretty safe. T90, I haven't seen any attempt from T90 to build a military building and then try and land back, anything like that. There's still crossbows on his base, he's still kind of... He's not in a good position. He has water, but he can't use it, and he's not on land either, so where does that put him?
No, he cannot do too much for now. What he tries is building lava farms, getting enough resources. Stark also said it. This will become a trap war, aka they will go for the next stage. At least T90 tries to buy himself enough time with that many watchtowers as an additional force to defend himself against the pressure coming from the right hand side. Just buying himself more time to have access to stronger units potentially. He also at least has a lot of gold now that he claimed back from Sobek's pressure. And to the south now he's probably doing some stuff. The question is, of course, how successful he's going to be. How much behind is he already? We're talking about 75 versus 84. So there's a lot of things that T90 needs to do. At the same time, Sobek is going to pick up very soon.
I'm not too sure about this one, but I think T90 just wants to go for a monk war here. I don't think we're going to see Treb war because that stone on the right is kind of out of the question here. It's kind of in disputed territory, but there's enough stone for about one single castle left on the stone mine. So if he keeps doing up this tower shenanigans, I don't think we're going to see a Treb war. Are we going to see monks?
True. I mean, we just saw Atonement and 2 more streets. Yeah, that's sick.
He has a third one in the back for researching at the same time, so he could always constantly make 2 monastery production on the monks. Beautiful. But the crossbows are going to be quite devastating for the monks. He needs to have like monk mangonel. But I think the because the monks just have such a high range, mangonels will just get converted and crossbows will just kill the monks, and easy win for Sobek. Sobek, when he gets up, what are we going to see? He's still not touched stone the entire game. I think we're probably just going to see some more siege, maybe some onagers, maybe some cadrams clear the towers. He's not really investing into much else, but he is making the stables now. So that's an interesting one, the stables.
Oh yeah, he does do a lot of stables there. 5 of them.
Yep, light Kevin.
Okay, that's some heavy rating that he wants to go for, or you just anticipate correctly what's about to happen here. I mean, he saw those 2 monasteries of T90. He's just going to prepare himself. Nice mangonel trade there. And yeah, with light calves, he will be able to just harass and beat T90's force that he's trying to build up there. But there's not much that we can talk about. There are just 2 monks in total inside of those monasteries, another one sitting next to the towers. That's not a real force here. T90 tried to go for 2 things at the same time, it seems. He wanted to go for this monk war, now wants to go for Imperial Age. Probably has understood that Sobek took his time also to click up to Imperial Age, so preparation is on both sides, but Sobek seems to be 1 step ahead.
Sobek is actually, as you say, 1 step ahead on water now. Look at the fire galleys. And we see a war galley now coming in, so they're going to be fire ships sometime soon. T90's fishing eco is just about to get wrecked, and T90, he got water, so he decided to give up on it because he already had it, but that meant he only had 4 ships. Now he's got, 10, 12 surprise fire galleys in his base. So he's kind of losing water at the same time as he's about to lose land. The light cav are just going to clear everything. No, those watchtowers are going to be useless against, chain barding armor light cav, for example.
Right. That doesn't look too healthy for T90. He's losing more and more stuff. The water now gone completely. There's even more of a navy from Sobek incoming. So he definitely wants to just deny this one for T90. And is about to just wreck more and more. We see it here. The monks now trying to pressure. Some stuff is going to happen very soon, it seems, on the right hand side of T90's base. Sobek just takes more time because he needs to... Well, he just waits for bloodlines and forging, so he wants to just prepare his cavalry. And with that one, I guess this is going to be the finishing blow. Unless, of course, something is going to happen even before that. And I guess it will be just the time for the light calves to strike just now Don't see any potential possibility for T90 to actually get out of the situation, because now the light caps are incoming. Doesn't look too healthy.
No reaction from T90. If he started reacting now, he might have been able to easily convert them all, but he's still not even noticed. Now he notices he could garrison a few in the towers, but that's going to be useless. The towers, only with Bodki and Arrow, they're not going to be doing too much against the light cap right now. Few months going down, economy rating, GG called. I think that was a pretty big move. He lacked the military. He wanted to go into a monk war against the crossbows and the monks that were already ahead of him on the right side. Bit suicidal. He had war but didn't really use it. Didn't attempt the landing of his own. He also, I don't know. It feels like he tried to take one position but didn't utilize it. Not nearly as well as Sobek used his position, which was land.
Yeah, that sums it up perfectly. I would say so. Yeah, it was just Sobek one step ahead of the time, as you said, and therefore T90 now beaten. Just quickly going through the achievements, just really quickly, because the next game is going to start as well. We just see that, of course, the KD better for Sobek here. All right. Largest army also for Sobek, because towards the end, with the light cap army and more resources for Sobek. T90 just set more stone here due to the towers, obviously. We didn't even see a castle. But all in all, Sobek's economy way stronger, despite not being on water, by the way, just saying. At least just in the end, he took it back again, let's say completely. Uptimes also, well, maybe not decisive concerning fuel and castle age, but certainly really important. Imperial age just, to be right there where he wanted to be and then just finish it off like this. I also feel that map exploration rate, I mean, it's not always the most important thing to talk about, but at least Sobek had his eyes open, just made sure that he saw everything. I mean, 95% versus 72. T90 was just stuck in his own base, so to speak, at least for the bigger part of the game. And there we are. Just a good game by Sobek, I guess.
Yeah, 103 vil high for both players, mostly fishing ships. I feel it does feel a little bit odd that T90 didn't have the food to make either units or to imp fast. So even though he had all those fishing ships, so I feel like he was just too late on adding the fishing ships when he did have the water. I don't know. I think the land boom from Sobek was very, very good. Going 3 TC soon after making crossbows to land, he could do damage as well as get villagers, so I think that was pretty good.
That was a good game for sure. Next game is going to start very, very soon. 20-second spec delay. How was the sound so far? Was it all good?
Yeah, it was fine actually.
Yeah, for me it's better than before, but I'm just not there yet. I'm just quickly looking at one thing for Discord, but we can start the next game very soon, because I'm actually looking forward to seeing this one.
The next map is Bedouins.
It's Bedouins time. There we go. And we have Spanish and Mayans, though. That's interesting.
Please tell me my Vibly didn't disconnect. My Vibly disconnected. Oh, come on. Every single game.
What's the map start as? This is just Bedouins. I'll just be extremely abstract here now before GPN comes back. So just Bedouins, guys. You all know about this map. It's a nomad type of map. All right, there we go. You start without a CC. You build it with your villagers, looking at wherever it's the most ideal thing. Ideally, you have wood. Ideally, you have, of course, the shorefish as your main. It's broken. I prepare stuff. They changed the map. T90. What? Anyway, yeah, short, nice. Also, sheep, boys, and yeah, something really striking here though. GPN. I mean, are you in the game now?
Yeah.
Look at the TC positions and how close they are to each other. That's at least something. Not maybe the closest possible scenario here, but they still won't be searching for each other for too long, I assume.
Well, it doesn't matter too much because the golds are going to be fighting over, like especially Sobek. What's he going to do with gold? I'm surprised he went for mines. Mines, of course, similar to the Chinese where they start with the extra villager and they can get food right away. It's pretty good. So, I can see mines being quite strong, but, Sobek, mines, can't make archers because he has no gold. What is he going to do? Don't really know. It's going to be a tricky one. By the way, do you have TeamSpeak open?
Yeah.
Might be worth quickly hopping into it.
Alright. No problem. Glorious, that wouldn't be next level strat to actually go for a dog and then lame the enemy fish. Well, it would be interesting at the same time, though, too much of an investment. And the other people are saying it. Trash could be incoming, and with that one, of course, a lot of crazy stuff could happen. But before we just proceed, we'll just go for.
I just saw the chat. Noisig said he's going to destroy you this weekend or whatever it was. Yeah, Noisig said he'll win you easy. That's quite good.
What is this? Oh shit! All right.
Do you remember the password to the?
Oh my god, man!
Turning off Discord.
Perfect.
Are you correct? This.
The sound is so much better all of a sudden. I feel. Wow. Are you GPN or what is happening now?
Who are you? I've never heard of you.
Okay, I guess now the people cannot hear you. I'll just need to fix this one and then it'll be all set. But I'm happy that we actually co-cast together tonight because
fix the issues.
Tomorrow, yeah. Right, I'll just fix it here right away. And it should be okay. Can you please say something?
Please say something. What? Just to quick answer the chat, why they're not going for deer? Well, the fastest food in the game is shorefish, but it's only so rare you get it. That's why Bedwins with the Nomad start is a really interesting map, because you always put your TCs on, usually between a woodline and shorefish. And of course, you can take deer after your nearby shorefish is gone. If you know all the shorefish you got nearby, you've already got mills on villagers, you don't overcrowd. Deer's okay, but it's just not quite as good as shorefish. Having a look over, have the players discovered each other yet? Ah, yes, Sobek just about did Sobek?
No, he didn't yet. He's not yet. Fully aware of it.
He brought that sheep really close. Yeah.
Man, both are actually still not aware of each other. That's fine, but T90's wall, by the way,
yeah, T90's wall is basically balls deep into Sobek's base right now. That's trying to wall him out by walling him in. His TC's part of the wall at this point.
I mean, if he knew that just a couple of tiles left there is the TC of Sobek, and also Sobek doesn't know. I mean, both are just not aware of each other. They just don't expect to be so close to each other. There we go. They're just so close actually, emotionally and physically, I believe. And Sobek going for the next stage, by the way, slightly earlier than T90 here with 16 villagers, but still no information about the enemy location, at least in theory. With that kind of age advantage, time advantage, I assume Towers would have been beautiful now. I guess.
Yeah, Towers is kind of what we're going to be relying on. He's quite heavy on wood though, so yeah, I can see this Rax coming into play, but he just isn't on gold. Does he think the one gold he did scout? He did send a sheep up to that gold, T90's main gold, and he moved it back just before he got to T90. So I'm assuming that's because he thinks he saw a gold. He's going to go on that gold, even though it's 4 tiles away from his TC. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting. The people in the chat also saying some interesting theories there. Which I should maybe not speak out loudly, but at least T90 is going for barracks right now. Seems as if he just.
I think Eagles.
Yeah. T90, I mean, right? And then the Eagles for Sobek then.
Yeah, so I was just looking at Sobek and I was thinking he's going to go Eagles because I can see Eagles working because you're obviously going to have villagers far away from the TC milling shorefish.
Right.
So Eagles makes a lot of sense. I can see Scouts obviously making sense as well because of a lot of food.
Right.
Lots of a few villagers going to the south gold for Sobek. Does Sobek know that? I'm curious. Does Sobek? Oh yeah, he does know where T90 is.
Yeah, right now he just found
out.
He's
chasing that village as well.
Ah, beautiful villager bashing gonna happen. He knows about the barracks. He saw the uptime. You can assume that T90 is gonna go for scouts.
It's
well, he does know about Sobek as well.
It's a curious one because obviously he picked Spanish really good Trush. So I could also see that's maybe where the Eagles have an appeal as well. T90 gonna lose 2 villagers down there though. That's not nice.
Doesn't look too healthy here, even though one villager maybe gets the upper hand for T90. On the other side, bravely fought by the villager of T90, but now dead. The walling, T90 is failing. It's not going to pull off the Viper here. and instead he's going to lose even a second villager by the looks of it. So T90 with the early disadvantage, though at the same time protecting himself with the tower here in front of his own DC. So it seems that T90 might consider trushing.
Well, that tower does have a little bit of value. I mean, I don't see... Does T9 actually see any stone? I don't think he does. There's actually... Yeah, all the stones nowhere near T90 except the one just under the tower, which is by the mill. Which obviously is going to be kind of a focal point.
Right.
He is going to go for it. He does know that Sobek is going eagles, which would be kind of dangerous. Even if there's a tower there, it's kind of difficult to... that's pretty risky. T9 is already behind. He's 3 villagers behind at the moment. Yeah, this is definitely a tricky one. I could see him definitely get some pickoffs with the scouts. If you look at the wood lines, then you can definitely see that the one towards the right, near T9's base from Sobek, that's really risky at the moment. Now he's sending all the villagers to build the tower though.
Also quite important because he wants to deny the stone. At the same time, the engagement is real. There are some archers of Sobek, interestingly. But 8's kinda okay, I guess, because more and more villagers signed for T90 here, as the tower was a successful move. Yeah, there we go. 2 villagers additionally down here. Maybe
3? Nah, close enough.
Close enough though. That's quite dangerous. T90.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that T90 did see where the gold is for Sobek in the back there. It was open. He could have gone with it the scouts, but Sobek thought a bit ahead. He walled it in. Sobek's playing really well right now.
He certainly has. I don't know. It feels more natural what he does, whereas T90 has some ideas for certain, but it's definitely not going to working out in the way he wants it to be. Also, he's trying to move from the right and the left. He's aware, okay, I lost some resources. I need to move, but this is also going to mean that there's a lot of idle time. Once again, with 5 villagers or more moving to the left-hand side to get this gold, I understand, but at the same time, good for Sobek because he doesn't have to do this at this point because he is the one raiding, and T90 is the one being raided, and also on the right-hand side now at the mill of T90,
yes.
more and more bashing.
Speaking of that, I'm thinking Sobek's food. He's still got quite a lot of fish he can mill. Looking at T90 start, he has the 2 in the back. When those are gone though, he has he still has some under his TC, but there's a risk of that being towered. Like if Sobek goes on stone just to recover the stone he lost from the trush, then he's gonna have a good time there. But yeah, look at the archers, they're coming from the mill to the right. T90's food, he's taken some really ballsy food going that far forward, and he's gonna get punished for it. Not sure we're gonna see fletching anytime soon though.
Yeah, fletching would be nice for certain. Then he would kill those villagers even easier because now the scouts of T90 are gonna be there. So they kind of anticipating definitely correctly here, also with the spearmen, but the numbers for T90 quite dangerous.
Yes, but Sobek can definitely get... I'm a bit curious why he doesn't get blacksmith with that much wood. But maybe he just wants to add more mills, get more food, and then just up quite fast.
Right.
Either way, he's gonna have a good time winning. He might lose a villager or 2 here, but the archers, yeah, they're just gonna help save. The villagers can definitely help take the engagements here.
By the way, more stuff on left hand side, right? So there was another engagement. T90's being kept busy throughout the entire time. So much pressure from Sobek. We can also look at the map, control-wise. There's just T90 in the upper corner. And besides that, it's just Sobek more all over the place, despite the massive amount of sheep on the very left-hand side of the map. That's another story. T90 currently tries to be more successful with the scouts, tries to get a big amount of villagers of Sobek here, but he's still behind. He needs to do more. Whereas the difference for now, at least, is just still 5 villagers.
Yeah.
It's still bad for T90.
I mean, Sobek does scout the stone on the right that T9 is currently taking, so I think maybe he'd consider it, but you know, it's not too important. He's had some very good visions this game. It's okay if he doesn't notice that. He's definitely in a winning position. He's also, of course, mines, which is pretty strong save. It's going to be quite hard to counter that as Spanish, but yeah, I'm kind of interested to see he's going to up first. We see horse color coming in for T90, so he's going to be adding farms. I guess that's because he's running out of the water spots. He's not against archers. He's going to have a hard time milling anywhere because he can't just wall them in, his villagers, unlike Sobek can do against scouts.
At the same time, just saying, those scouts are more successful than we thought.
Yeah, he has a lot of them. He's never going to up, but...
at least he's killing some, at least. Now the villager count is nearly equal. Well, for the price of mini scouts, wheelbarrow for T90. What about Sobek? He doesn't have it. Alright.
He's getting fletching, but he doesn't really need wheelbarrow if he's got this many mills. Like, he has pretty much the rest of the water on the right side of the map, which is quite a lot. I still think he needs to do something about the stone, though. I'm not entirely sure how T90 plans to push. Yeah, he's just going to tower his gold in the back. He might tower a wood line somewhere, you know, tower his wood in the back, tower near that mill, for example, just to keep a bit of extra protection on his resources while he ups, and then eventually go conk. But, I think he could just get picked apart by archers in the meantime. Fletching now in, so we see a mass of 10 archers. That's going to be pretty game winning there, I think. But I don't see Sobek massing that.
Some good approach by Sobek actually. Now parking beneath the tower on the left hand side in front of the gold of T90.
Yep, very strong move.
Nice. Like it's...
Is T90 microing his villagers, so he's garrisoning the weak ones as they get damaged?
He wanted to, but
well, he was. He did for 2 or 3 vills. That's pretty good.
He's indeed still microing here. That's a lot of effort.
And there's also a lot of time his villagers just aren't working.
Yeah.
And he's just given up. And I bet all the villagers in the tower are weak. Yeah, most of them are weak. So he's gonna have a hard time there. He's spending all his attention microing that. Where is he on the rest of the map? He is not pushing anywhere else on the rest of the map because of it. And where's his army? He has no military anymore. Just the 1 scout.
Just the 1 scout. I didn't believe it. Where are the scouts at? But he's gonna click up. Very soon, in a few seconds. So many idols.
Yeah, but so is Sobek. Sobek has a market. He can sell 100 food and click up right now.
Right. That's not much of an advantage at all for T90. There we go. They can nearly click up at the same time. Talking about 7 seconds here. We got what is this? 34 villagers versus 43 now. I mean, of course, T90 has wheelbarrow. That's the difference here concerning the count, but still, Sobek is just ahead. That's
yeah,
certain.
but wheelbarrow for 3 farms, it's not the end of the world at that point.
Right.
Having a look at Sobek's economy, Sobek has a lot more on stone, and I honestly don't think T90 is going to risk adding more villagers than that on stone just the 4 he has. He's going to have to really buy a castle, and he's not going to have the economy to make conquistadors. So I think
not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, he can't make gonks with just 3 farms, and he's running out of fish already at this point in the top there. I think archers are just going to roll the map, and then as soon as plumes come out, it might be GG.
I think so as well. I even assume that we're going to see plumes earlier than conks at this point, because the count for Sobek stone looks way better than for T90. Even if T90 wanted to buy some stone.
Yeah, I'm thinking if T90 wanted to buy stone, he would have to sell 200 wood, 100 food, and then buy 200 stone, I think. That would just about do it, but then at the same time, what's the point when you get to that point?
Right. Exactly, that's the issue here. I think Sobek, if he just does it the way he intends it to do, just the normal way now, making use of the resources, T90, in theory, will not be able to make it. Now there we go, Sobek is going to the right-hand side of his base, dropping the castle at a rather good position, because that's really close, dangerously close to the TC of T90, and also would then deny the wood line, as well as, most importantly, the gold over there. And then we will see some plumes, bodkin, arrow, wheelbarrow, everything's going to happen. Sobek is going to be there in a few seconds.
I am looking at Sobek's economy, and how fast is he going to be up to imp? Is he going to be 1 TC? No, he isn't. He's adding a second one to the left, which is really nice. That's a bit further than the middle of the map. Sobek's taking the right of the map to the left of the map and cutting T90 just in the top corner. I think that's a pretty smart move. I think he's going to really rely on some map control here. He's going to have a good time. I don't see what T90 could do to push out of map control being taken against him. Maybe with conquistadors. I don't think he's going to have the economy to get good upgrades on them, though. I don't think he's going to have the economy to even get a lot of rams out to be able to do anything else about that. I think he's kind of just locked.
Right, right. I mean, he's trying to produce those conquistadors. At the same time, the plumed archers are in the making. But I think in an engagement, Sobek will have the upper hand. And with that one, I mean, Gloria says don't underestimate the power of the Kongs for certain. If you have a nice amount,
yes, conquistadors are extremely strong. I'm an arena player after all. I'm an arena clown, as we say in the trade. But yeah, plumes are one of the units that are quite good against conquistadors. Very fast archers, mostly. Like, cavalry archers are kind of one of the best units you can make against conquistadors, and plumes actually work decently. Not the best, but decently. And when you're this far ahead, then conquistadors are not going to be a problem, I don't feel.
Yeah, I mean, T90's in a spot where he must not lose a single Kong, otherwise he's gonna just, lose entirely, because he's so far behind in the economy. Sobek with each kill will be extremely successful.
Sobek didn't know about the 2 towers on the gold in the back, right, so he lost his crossbows trying to camp under one. Not great, but he did idle the gold economy for a little while. Are we going to see a lot more conquistadors added? 7 military for T90A, 1 being a scout. The S16.
Archers versus the Mangonel. Now he tries to beat those guys, but looking quite ambitious, too ambitious. Despite that last hit, that was actually quite good.
Even with direct hits onto Blooms, he's not got a chance. He needs to add rams at this point, I feel. If he added some rams, I think it would work a little bit better, especially since, you know, we're not looking at the best resources for Sobek here because a lot of it's going into booming. I'm a little bit confused as to why Sobek has so much wood though. Does he want to... Yeah, University then Ballistics, that costs a lot of wood. But he's still going to have 500 left over and he's not adding farms or anything like that.
I mean, we had this issue for the entire game. So much stone wood for Sobek. I just don't understand why. He can afford surely a lot with that one. I mean, that's actually perfect economy just to pump out more arch type of units. You look at the golds and wood ratio, it looks actually quite nice. He just doesn't use it too much for now. But he also stockpiles quite some stone. That seems like an additional castle that's going to go up very soon. So let's see how this is going to go. Finally, Ballistics also in the making. But that's all for now. Sobek is taking his time, but also taking over the map.
Sobek's food. Sobek only has 2 farmers, 4 fishermen.
35 food, man.
That's not a lot of food economy. He's not going to look to imp really fast. I think he's going to try to go full castle age. At least for quite a long time, yeah.
And the plumed archers on the left hand side, top left hand side. And also the Mangonel. Okay, that was maybe okay-ish type of hits. And Sobek is retreating. It seems that T90 at least did well there. That's important because T90 must win each engagement, in my opinion, just to maintain the position because he's so far behind, as I said, but it's now even more obvious. 44 villagers to 60. Quite a difference.
Yeah, I was going to say those plumes could actually lose the engagement against the conquistadors, especially when they've already got chain barding armor. That is a huge upgrade for conks. Really, really strong. But yeah, it's I think he just couldn't get hits on the plumes. The plumes were just out microing. They're pretty fast units. As I said, that's really why fast archers like cavalry archers are really good counters to conks. Not direct counters, but you know, kill them well enough. But yeah, looking at the military count though, 23 to 9.
Yeah, that's quite something. That's quite something. T90 now saying dot gongs. Funny, funny. But more important, more engagements. Sobek is trying his best to get this Mangonel down. He feels that after this one, he could have a better position to strike from, and just to dive into those Kongs. But he just hasn't done a lot of micro is required. But he does correctly, he does well. Just lost 2 plumes after all, and now there's no more Mangonel. I feel that the Kongs must be careful. Yeah,
the Mangonel definitely costs a lot more than 2 plumes. It's pretty RNG when you're trying to use Mangonels against fast ranged units.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course, both players are in castle age. Glorious was asking, of course, they can add more TCs. And it is the case for T90 though. He has added more TCs as well. We're talking about, 3 TCs now. He has finally reached it. Really late. I assume that's going to be too late if Sobek wins the engagement with the remaining amount of Conquistadors as well as this Mangonel. I guess one more engagement, this could be the final one because Sobek is coming from the left hand side and he doesn't seem to be scared.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for T9 to run away from this.
Oh yeah, there we go. good split there. Also good.
The ballistics is just huge.
There we go. Each hits each.
Oh, close.
Even the Monk's gonna go down soon. And there we go. T90 saying well played. GG.
Yep. There was just no competition. I do prefer Spanish in my opinion, but the Mine scores really strong civ when it comes to open maps. T90 of course being 3 TC, but after losing 1, that doesn't really count, does it?
Yeah, you're right. And that was mostly 1 TC setup here. He's tried to add some more TCs to become, well, more of to get more of an economy towards the end. But of course, the damage has been done. If you try to come back from, I don't know what kind of discrepancy do we have, 30 villagers roughly with 3 TCs all of a sudden, yeah, good luck. You need to be more successful. You need to win those engagements. Unfortunately for him, it didn't work. Now we have a 2-0 score. Sobek did well. Maybe also look into those achievements just for the sake of having everything covered. T90, interestingly, got more kills. He also invested more in field age. We had a lot of scouts. Still surprised me that it's actually 59 to 39. Guess also many archers of Sobek died there.
Yeah, quite a lot of archers. It's a bit. It was definitely worth it though. I mean, the eagles, he did make a few eagles, and the spears, of course, they did die. But just when you compare the value of a spear to the value of the scouts they killed, just yeah, huge difference. But Sobek economy much better.
Yeah, that's for certain. I mean, look at those numbers, man. Simply looking beautiful. A lot more gold, a lot more woods. I mean, well done for certain. Uptimes, that's maybe also what's striking in theory. Sobek with, I believe it was 16 villagers. He could have just crushed so easily in theory, but it was different. It went differently. One guy went for scouts, the other one went for eagles, as well as a couple of spearmen. And then the castle age uptime was interestingly close for each person involved. And then just looking at the villager highs, it's just 81 to 54. That's what you get for being on a single TC, trying to go with Kongs. It is not impossible what T90 did. It's certainly a strategy, but just did not work, especially on a chaotic map like this. Conquerors can work nicely, raiding-wise. There's a lot of openness. There are a lot of, as you described, those villagers far away from the TCs. But yeah, this is what we have. It just didn't work out. Sobek played it really solidly, and he got the win for the second game as well.
Yeah, so I mean, I think if T90, he made the 1 tower in defense, but I think if he went for trust to begin with, he might have had a better time. Just simply because it would have been quite easy for him to make towers. I think, especially because the TC placement is usually on shorefish as well as a woodline. A tower behind that woodline is guaranteed to be quite devastating. So I think it could be quite easy to trush, especially with the small amounts of resources all around the place. So maybe if he went straight trush, that would have been an annoying strategy, but I think it could have worked. The Spanish pick on Bedouins, though. I mean, faster TC building, that's a nice thing when these nomad starts, but I'm quite arguable with the Mines choice. The Mines choice does seem to be probably, I mean, I would say it's probably the top choice to pick Mines if China, India are banned.
Yeah, China and India banned, that's the most important thing. So that's something.
I'm going to quickly run to the bathroom, so back in a second.
No problem. There's still something interesting that it was just Spanish and Mines this game. I feel that Mines is a great choice in that concern, but we had no Civ pick at all. Therefore, it was just a good guess, I guess, from Sobek. Well done. Next game gonna start very soon. Amon said it. Now it's time for Houseboat, and this is the match point game for Sobek already. 2-0 the current score. Ms. Duckman, what's up? And time to start it, but I'm gonna wait for GPN. What's going to happen? Maybe we can slightly talk about the map. Oh, this is this map. This is called a Houseboat. Alright, maybe if look at this house, man. So just, I assume that GPN didn't went to the game. If he didn't, doesn't matter. I'll just try to be as much graphic as possible. Just saying those things that we see. So both people are starting with normal TC match, but then they start on a short, not on a short, but on a shallow here.
All right.
You just see the map, man. Are you in the game?
Yep, just in the game.
What is this?
Hey, it's Houseboat.
Yeah, it's Houseboat. Yeah, do you know Kelly Family? Do you know that band? It's a beautiful 90s cringy German band. And they have a houseboat that they lived on. Maybe they're still living on that one. So houseboat just gives me that kind of impression. So you start with the TC on the shallow ends. You have a houseboat, a transport ship, and then you can just travel over to start your life on ground if that's really what you're into. And this is what's currently happening. The villagers are being taken on land for Sobek and now going for those beautiful 2 tiles of forest. Interesting, and we got Slash versus Mayans though. GPN, what are your thoughts about this map? What are your thoughts about these civs? What is happening here?
Right, so I'm finally back with beer, of course. Anyway, it's time to talk about things that aren't important. Just to reply to the stream, the bans of course are Chinese and Indians, just to remind everyone who's just arrived to either stream. Chinese of course and Indians would be very good civs on these maps. Right. Maybe. There's no is there a chance to have deep fish under the mangrove terrain that villagers could farm fish? I don't know, do you? I don't think so.
Currently it isn't. There's no, I mean it doesn't seem like it, but if there's a chance, I know, I don't think so. I guess not.
Right, so the civs of Slavs of course, you're gonna have a lot of farms around that TC apparently. Nice. I'm not really sure about the pick of Slavs. Slavs in general is just a very strong civ, and as it goes later into the game it's going to be a really strong option to have, but right away, is it a really strong eco bonus? I don't know. I think maybe Mines is a better choice. Mines of course don't really need that many farms. Their food, like their sheep, last a lot longer. They can survive without having the farming space, and it doesn't really impede them as much as it would other civs. So I think Mines is a really good pick here, but the Slavs, questionable, but the late game will destroy the Mines.
I think so as well, especially with those farms. I still think that Sobek has some kind of idea in his mind why he actually went for that kind of civ. I mean, we know the Slavs, in theory, if they're given... I mean, if they're in some kind of normal situation, they have this powerhouse type of effect with their farms, but yeah, not the case. Sobek is going for a dock right here. On the right hand side, on the left hand side, T90 is doing the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm slightly early here, by the way.
I'm confused by the start. I mean, I think Sobek maybe he might have actually practiced this map because he left and then he went to instantly mill the shorefish.
Right.
And whereas T90 started with the dock and then Sobek added one a bit later. I'm not entirely sure which approach I prefer, but I do think the mill would be better than the faster dock.
Why is that?
Just because shorefish is just such a good food source. If you have a look over at T90, he's had villagers. Oh, he had for quite a long time villagers chopping stragglers on the. I don't know, the mainland, the small mangrove. He just didn't have villagers all on food. I think in this map you want to up really fast by having all villagers on food as soon as possible. Ship soon after. Yeah, I think now T90 is going to mill over there. Yeah, I think.
Gonna mill over there.
Yeah, clearly. Those little 2 tiles of every resource, I think that's just kind of the plan. You mill between the shorefish and the 2 tiles of berries if you've got some near. Both players seem to have done that.
Right.
This is a very odd map. Aside from that, there are lots of little small woodlines. Right. As well as 3 tile stones and 3 tile golds. Quite a lot of resources in general.
Yeah, all over the place actually. All over the place. So with this kind of pattern of those woodlines, you would say, okay, maybe walling is a bit more tough, or even easier in this case, because it's simply connect.
Yeah, this is like Green Arabia walling. I think I swear your volume has changed a little bit since I got here. Let me just raise you up a bit in TeamSpeak.
Okay. Maybe I just got more shy. I know. Maybe you intimidated me a bit.
Let me just increase you like the bass in my dubstep. But I'm not entirely sure what strategies we're going to see for the mines. We're probably going to see straight archers. The thing is, mines, Their late game is not great, but they do, similar to Turks, they do quite well. They have a lot of gold, and there is a lot of gold in this map. It's only 3 tile mines, but they're absolutely everywhere. And there's quite a few that are very far back of T90, so if he just connects the tree lines, he's going to have quite a safe base to make things like FC Plumes, FC Archers. I think we might see an FC here. There's not much feudal aggression to really do on a map like this when, you know, he just walls from the south to the north into his wood line, into his water line. That's not a phrase I ever thought I'd be saying in a game, but...
Dude, you have to explain me one thing. Why do we have 27... Oh no, that's the fishing boats, of course, right? 27
yeah, fishing boats are included in villas.
Right. I was so confused there for a second. Alright, okay. Alright, I'm happy. Okay, so with that one, of course...
No, wait, no it isn't.
I mean, then I don't understand, dude. It went from 27 to 28 and then back to 27. The count, I can assure you 100%.
Oh, it's do idle fishing ships count as villagers? I don't remember. I don't watch too much when it comes to the way of water maps, as if like I ever watched a single water map ever. But feudal age for T90.
It's so striking to me that Sobek doesn't have too many. I mean, the villager count was quite different there. I don't know. I simply don't know.
Does anyone who plays water maps actually know what's going on? Because we don't. Yeah, idle fishing ships count. According to Nova, idle fishing ships count as villagers when they're idle. Apparently, that's something I kind of knew, but just wasn't confident in. So T90 went really, I want to say really fast to. Yeah, that's not too fast, is it?
Okay. So you got the confirmation. Even Eamon says that it's like this. So interesting. T90 has such a huge lead, though. I mean, what is
in the FC? Yeah, but he's not going to be going plumes. He's going to be going crossbows.
Yeah, it seems like that, right? No stone, just a lot of gold that he has. Yeah, blacksmith. Okay, that's normal.
I can see multiple TCs happening, but his laming of the sheep over on the right, which must have happened really early when I was getting beer, that must have been huge.
Getting beer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's quite nice for certain. This maybe was one of the reasons why Sobek was slowed down. I mean, look at this. Castle Age time at the same time when we have Feudal Age time.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a fast in monks at this point. Something I would try and pull off against mines is a bit of a meme. But do you mind if I do my mindless raffle plug at this point?
Oh, please go ahead. I mean, we got T90 versus Sobek over here. It's them. There must be some Reddit specialists also interested in
free Vivlik Premium. But yeah, just if anyone doesn't know, I'm currently streaming on the Vivlik Official Twitch channel. If you go to that channel and you type in chat !raffle, you'll be entered into a giveaway that you can win 3 months of Vivlik Silver Premium at the end of the day. When I stop casting, I'll do the draw. As long as you're in chat, you'll get it. And yeah, Vivlik Premium is a really nice thing to have. It's a really nice ease of life thing to have. So just type !raffle and you enter. Simple as that.
Simple as that. I can confirm. I myself have it as well. I can recommend it. I can also recommend Sobek to be careful there.
T90 just. Oh, just I happen to be looking at it. Just looking at the absolute random dock being built by T90. That is crazy.
That, wait, what? What?
Fire galleys.
Ah, that's. Yeah, it's gonna be fire galleys, man. This is quite some toxic move, man. Like it.
So it looks like T9 is going to go for quite late plumes. He went, he did that thing where you FC, but then he just randomly throws about 100,000 villagers onto stone after that.
That's ideal. It's economically highly ideal, I'd say.
He could build plumes near this dock, but the thing is, he's going to probably lose the dock unless he gets the castle up quick. He's pretty far away, and he's still not got the castle resources to build it yet. So probably not. The dock is such a ballsy move, though. I was not expecting it. If he's gonna win, it's gonna be this game because Sobek so late up. At the same time, it's just these moves. These moves are the ballsy moves he needs to kind of win. He's becoming the meme that he lives to see on his streams.
I mean, he indeed is getting to this very spot now, spamming those fire galleys as well as war galley in the making. While Sobek is just trying to go for the castle age. Man, Sobek maybe didn't expect himself to be in that very position where he needs to protect his own pawn with fire galleys. But at least he was able to see that dog early in time. At least he can do something about nice demolition raft boom. That was a T90 boom there, I guess. If that meme exists or that emotes, then now you use it. And actually, at least Sobek is trying his best and doing his best to actually stabilize the situation over here. At least something.
It's actually costing Sobek's economy quite a lot. Like, for example, if Sobek wanted to take the map by going Knights, for example, I mean, he does have a stable. It's a good option to go when you have land like this. Go strong unit like Knights. Then he's not going to be looking for a high wood economy. He's going to have enough wood to maybe make his stables, make some farms, but to be able to have to like start adding fire galleys to be able to defend against a dock and some fire ships, that's costing him quite a lot. So I think that's a pretty nice move from T90, especially just delays Sobek from doing what he wants to do, which is take land. He's losing his own water. This is actually an interesting map.
Yeah, it seems that T90 actually had something in mind when approaching this map, and currently it's working well. He also got up his castle and now producing plumed arches.
Ooh, what if this transport ship goes down? If this transport ship goes down, then he has to make another one. Otherwise, any villager he makes after then, he cannot get to his outer land.
21 HP, quite ambitious there. That looks okay. It seems that T90 is also now stopping to actually harass Sobek on water. Maybe says, maybe I should now shift over to plumed arches, which are indeed in the making. Whereas Sobek going for scale modding armor, you said it, some stable play will be in the making. Knights are in the making. That's one way to approach it. So we're going to have plumed arches versus knights. On whose side would you like to be in this very matchup?
I currently prefer Sobek's side simply because looking at his resources, he's going to be okay. His gold count is a bit low. He has, kind of a small amount of villagers on gold. I think he needs just that little bit more. But I think if he does, he's in a good position because, of course, he's 3 TC, he's Slavs, he doesn't even need that many farms. But as soon as he gets those running, which he might have a good chance of doing, then just making a couple of stables worth of knights is going to be quite good against the Plumes. Plumes not even got Bodkin. And we're looking at 2 TC vs Slav 3 TC. Well, it's going to be 3 TC for both players. But I think Slav Knights, they definitely beat Plumes, no problem, because they could just make so many of them. I'm currently on Sobek for this.
It's incredible. I mean, T90 actually had such a lead here. He still has it. 45 voters to 38. That's quite something. Plumed archers are there, but there's the, as I said, without Bodkin arrow. Enough time for Sobek to actually go for the Knights. The Knights with +1. No bloodlines. Maybe not as important than now trying to go for it here. And chasing those plumed archerinos. More stuff is going to happen. I strongly assume Sobek is still going for husbandry now. That's a good choice. Instead of producing more, he now wants to increase the quality by increasing the speed of the Knights. But the ninja type of plumed archers now fading away in the forest here, whereas Sobek tries to find him, but goes to the wrong direction. And now Sobek in danger because he can be harassed to the south of his base. Needs to be careful. At the same time, I still think that both pairs are in a fairly okay spot. I would have thought that Sobek would be far behind. He is behind. It's not that much.
T90 deletes his mainland TC. Why would you...
Wait, why does he do this?
He doesn't have the farms to support it, so he might as well delete it. It cost him nothing, and it's just hassle. So... Maybe you delete this fishing ship, transport ship. I don't see that around anymore.
I think it's easier to micro villager production.
I think that's a semi-smart move. Of course, if we're talking about a tournament here, you want to really balance your focus with your, your actual output. You don't want to have an extra TC if you don't have the attention span to run it at that time.
Yeah, I mean, look at Sobek. He now, of course, due to micro spams those villagers, but constantly needs to put them in transport ships and then bring them back on land.
It's not too bad of an idea. He's doing a 5 at once. He's going to have the attention. He's going to have a 4th TC coming up. He's going to catch up in villagers. He's only 8 behind. He has decent amount of knights. No buildings yet. No +2, but +1 is still fine. He's going to see these plumed archers here. He's going to know he's going to have to back off, mass up some more knights. And when he just gets that quantity big enough, gets bloodlines, gets +2, I think he's going to be in a good position because he's going to be ahead in economy. He's going to have a huge military lead. He could even imp quite fast if he gets enough farms out and then just simply win with Cavalier.
And that would be so unfortunate for T90 because he actually studied this map, it seems, and clicked up significantly earlier. It would have been it would be a shame if he actually is not successful because I know, it's just sad to give the staff spare back what you tried to take away from him. At least T90 is eager to get into this engagement with bot Conqueror. He feels more confident. Also seeing that he currently has +1 Sobek. It doesn't change in a few seconds because now Chain Body Armor in a few seconds going to kick in. There we go. Sobek feels confident. Now strikes back and T90 tries to kite over here. Maybe feels confident close to this whoop patch, but it seems that Sobek doesn't care. Constantly tries to get those plumes. It looks successful. At least he got 2 of them. Alright. Better than nothing. Better than nothing.
Yeah, I think Sobek can really afford to lose that kind of fight as long as he keeps the plume counts low. As long as they're low enough that he can still boom it behind. As long as he keeps the map somewhat safe, he's going to be in huge lead. I mean, he's 9 villagers behind at the moment, and of course there are fishing ships still floating around the place, so that's a thing. But military-wise, he's almost equal, but Knights, of course, are much more efficient than Plumes. Bloodline's now about to come in, he's got +2 as well as a Mangonel to defend. So it's... oh, and a hit on the Plumes as well. That's unfortunate for T90. He can heal with a Monk though, that's quite a nice little thing.
Monk's going to be important, just to scare up a couple of Knights there. But it seems that T90 will have some other issues. Sobek is now trying to batter down those houses here. He has utilized some stonewalling, a smart choice, just a cheesy but smart choice. Also, castle now going up. Is Sobek going to be able to deny this one? No, it doesn't seem like that.
Not the chance in hell, but he could always... at least he forced the castle up in that position. At least stops it being forward. 3 TCs from T90, but it doesn't quite compare to the Slavicon. Maybe we can see decent amount of farms for Sobek actually. If we take a look at Sobek, he has 31 farmers, which of course is Slav farms. That's what, like 38, 40 farmers, that kind of range. Like compared to a normal Civ. That's really huge at this point. I mean, it's only 30 minutes into the game, but he has a really full boomed economy and he's about to click up with these resources. T9 is also about to click up. Yeah, I think both players better click up at the same time.
Yeah, that's good for Sobek, not so good for T90 because he's worked hard to actually get some kind of lead, but Sobek actually did well by neutralizing it.
My thoughts here, maybe Halb? I mean, what kind of gold are we seeing? We're seeing heavy on gold. That's an easy Halb upgrade because Halb, of course, is quite a cheap upgrade at only 600 gold. So, I think we're going to see Halbs mixed in. There's also a big power spike when it comes to Plumes. Elite Plume adding the extra damage. Range, I mean. Being the important thing anyway. Then, of course, Chemistry, the extra 1 damage that's associated with that. Just Bracer as well. Those Plumes are going to get a lot stronger. And T9 does actually have the economy. 90 villagers still quite a lot. It's almost full boomed. That is enough to really, you know, get those Plumes full upgraded. Give them like the extra 2 or 3 damage against the Knights, which is going to be pretty important. Cavalier don't have any extra Pierce armor. He's only get the +2 from the last armor upgrade.
Right.
And Slavs don't have Paladins, so he's not going to have +3 Pierce armor. So it's not going to be as efficient against Plumes. Mix in with Halbs, they should be able to at least take them down. So I don't think T9 is in that bad of a position.
Yeah, I mean, I just tried to process those things because you're absolutely right with that one. So Cavalier, the Nightline for Slavs is not the most ideal late game thing to go for. Normally you would switch into infantry and siege. But the question is, are you given that time? Because T90 is now moving out with quite a nice army here, plumed archers. For now, spearmen, soon to be pikemen, and more stuff is going to happen. I feel that Sobek now needs to hurry up a lot. He needs to step it up here, going for a lot of light calves. But asking myself how successful this is going to be, because I actually would like to see some more siege by him. But know that we see a market and castle. Siege, of course, against plumed archers is a bit more of a tough one. Hussar now kicking in for Sobek. I just don't think that's... I don't know, do you think Hussar is a nice choice here to go for? I think Siege is the most important thing.
I think it's a little bit odd, to be honest. Let me just double check that. Yep, Kember, you did enter the raffle. There we go, the chat's just not showing up on the stream. But yeah, I think Hussar is a really questionable choice here. Why Hussar?
Why?
I mean, sure, he could catch the plumes out. It's going to be okay, but he's not going to do too well. I mean, we're lacking... T9's getting Bracer, but he's not got Chemistry yet. Can you afford Elite Plume? Not quite. Decent bit far away. So I think the Hussars can do decent damage. I think Sobek, looking at the map control right now, he is kind of all over the place. I think Sobek does have the map control to at least hold a little bit of, time to get into the powerful combinations.
Yeah.
Not as much of an open map, but while he does own the map, he doesn't have to have an open map, so he could do combinations that work in small maps. Like arena-based combinations like Champion plus Siege Onger. Really common in arena, but doesn't work in open maps because obviously slow combo. I think Sobek can work towards that as a late game.
So strange. So strange. Those Hussars were kind of successful. At least they bought Sobek some time here.
Definitely huge against the Plumes.
It was nice. It was nice, but now T90 still doesn't back off entirely, right? He now has access to trebuchets. He tries to take down those castles. Also tries to provoke Sobek, bring him into a position where he needs to engage. Sobek still probably thinks that he's gonna be just okay. I saw Cavalier upgrade, but I don't see any Cavalier. So
I see one in the back of his base. He's got patrolling. He's had patrolling since it was a night in like 16 minutes.
Right. So that's
well, 90 minutes actually.
Most winning move. I just see the Cavaliers down to the south here, but that's all about it. You said it, the map control actually in the hands of Sobek, but now it can change. Mass amount of pikemen trying their best, but they're not going to be as successful with that castle being close by, and the castle is actually not going down, at least for now.
Oh, T90 can't afford help. That's interesting.
Yeah, how is that impossible? You will go for another castle maybe, as he has a lot of stone. We'll see about it. So Onager for Sobek, now this is what I like.
Yeah, that said, Siege Onger combinations, Champ SO maybe easily clears mines. If he has the map control, it can work.
I think so as well, but you said something there. Component being also infantry here, champion, but we just have a single barracks here. So it's just going to be siege for now, as well as more hussars. So the combination is just, well, basically siege plus hussar. Not the biggest fan of it. But Onager is going to be extremely important because with that one, T90 is going to be forced to go for micro, not transactions, but micro engagements. I was about to say it. But we'll see about how exactly it's going to go because I'm still kind of not understanding why T90 doesn't go for Halberdier. He instead spends all the resources for plumed archers.
That's what I'm really curious about here because he's spending all the resources on plumed archers instead of Halberdier, which can be fine if the plumes are working. But he's not got elite plume. He's not saving up for elite plume, so he's not dedicating hard into the plumes, even though that's where all his gold is going. So, what's the script? What's going on, T90?
Yeah, what's the script? But yeah, regardless, T90 is successful here. He's been able to take down the castle as well as the trebuchets here. There's a single Onager left. A lot of gold for Sobek that he currently doesn't utilize due to his strange economy. Getting more and more stables, by the way.
Look at Sobek. He's got in the middle of the map all those hussars and cavalier now. They're coming up and going to hit the plumes. Oh, they're hitting the plumes directly. Ooh. That's pretty big.
He needs to retreat now. There are a lot of pikemen and quite some low HP calves. Yeah, I think
that's interesting.
right. It's going to be skirms here from Sobek. That's actually a smart move. I mean, at least it's reactive and quite adequately reacting here. But it's going to take some time because he doesn't even have fletching yet for given reasons. So until he's there with fletching and all the required upgrades, also chemistry, think about that one, it's going to take some time.
Looking at T90 though, look towards the north of T90's base, Stonewall Monastery. Right. Not expanding towards the north. He's not trying to take the map control. He's going to stay in his corner. He's not going to try and... Like if Sobek went a little bit further north, as you can see, Sobek, he's taken one of the golds towards the north, and he's already in the south, so he's really thinking about taking the corners of the map. Do you have Stark still in your chat? Because if he is, he would talk about these corners like no bother.
It seems that he's gone, because maybe he's opened the next bottle of beer.
Yeah.
We'll see.
10 villas of Sobek just go down, but he's still heading villagers. He has... Again, the Hussars really... questionable to me because the Cavalier, of course, he did have the economy to make them, and he would be able to just kill the pikes with them, no problem. But now T9 is actually starting to get upgrades. Maybe he might eventually consider Halberdier. 550 gold. Is he going to get elite plume? Is he going to get Halb? It's kind of a roulette at this point. You just kind of hope he does the right thing, and you know he's not going to, but we're going to have to see.
We'd have to see indeed. Nevaras, man, what's up? Good to see you. We'll see. But you got the Halberdiers now.
Seriously? No, he hasn't.
Yeah, it's gonna kick in. It's gonna kick in now. That's the interesting one. Ballistics for Sobek at the same time. So it seems that T90 at least successful taking over that corner to the bottom of the map. Also something happening in the middle of the map. A lot of Halberdiers now pushing through from there. It seems that Sobek is now more under pressure, losing map control here for given reasons and significantly here. But then again, the south seems to be stabilized. It seems that wherever T90 tries to go, he's successful, but he then neglects the other parts. You would say this, but this army of plumed archers, still no elites, in the back of Sobek's base, this is extremely dangerous.
It's a bit of a problem, but the 300s are just going to keep him pinned. They're going to have to run forever. They're going to have to run past the moat if they get trapped towards the north. That's a huge problem. I think it's going to happen, but Sobek can lose so much economy in the process. He needs to get the skirms up following them as soon as possible. There we go. Leather archer armor, chemistry. Those skirms are going to be fully upgraded in a minute. Well, almost.
And just asking myself why we don't see any champions here from T90, but from Sobek, but that's strange.
Yeah, I mean, seeing some champions, of course they would die to their plumes, but they're not elite, and the onagers behind them would be really strong. Slav economy, he could low on food for Slav economy. He's been raided by the plumes and hubs a little bit much, but if he could get that economy back up and running, then he's not going to have a problem. He's getting some onager hits on the plumes, and now the hussars should be able to deal with the rest of them. I think Sobek's going to be able to reclaim from the plumes going to the right. He's going to move back to the center, bring the fight back, and that's what he wants to do.
That's highly unfortunate. I guess we even missed a certain balaboom here. I see a lot of skeletons. But yeah, you're right. It seems that Sobek's actually restabilizing here. And with that one, you can address the problems rising from the middle of the map.
Yep.
And it seems that T90 tried to harass as much as possible. It looks quite professional here. He still tries that in the north of the map, but I guess Sobek
it's too wild. And honestly, no elite plume at this point. It's just insane.
That Eagle Warrior, by the way.
He's going plumes, but he's not going plumes in the meantime. But now he's going to go Eagles. He's going to have a bit of a hard time against the Cavalier. Hussars are actually, they trade still decent against plume. Eagle Warriors, so it's not going to be too great, but it's an option. Eagle Warriors in the front, plumes in the back. Still no elite plume though. Bit of an issue.
El Dorado Blast Furnace, by the way. But I guess I didn't see Elite Eagle Warrior, just saw Eagle Warrior, right?
Correct, yeah.
I just checked. Yeah, okay. So he's just missing those resources. Speaking of resources, to the north, just for the record, Sobek's getting all the TC. That's important to claim those areas. That's a lot of gold. And the elite skirms, of course, they don't have Racer here for Sobek, but at least he has some kind of option, some kind of answers, not definite answers to Halberdiers, but at least plumed archers don't make too much sense anymore. I understand the shift over to the Eagles, but a lot of resources required for that one. So we'll see how well this is gonna go.
I think when the hubs go, I think we could then see T9 deleting the siege workshop so he can get closer to the onager. But yeah, as soon as the hubs go, the skirms won't be needed anymore. Full cavalry just kills the combination. It's a real difficult one. I'm not entirely sure what T9 can do to improve his combination. His combination is inherently weaker, but he does have more units. He does have the stronger push here. I think as long as he keeps the push going, which is his problem here, as long as he keeps it going though, it will work, because he's ahead in numbers. It just works. And Dragon Star in my chat, he just says, T9 must hate elite, no elite plumed archer still. But he did get elite Eagle Warrior.
In the end he got it, but that was a solid theory until then. It was strange for sure, but now you're right. The military number is 66 to 20. Sobek can try. Now he's too far behind. Also the south, the little raiding now becoming more successful because there's no more military units that we can talk about that will deal with the situations in the north, in the south, and also see how barracks are being spammed in the north. The 90 is getting up those buildings, building up this mass of buildings to actually be able to reinforce adequately throughout the entire time. And this is the way to go. I wouldn't have thought that T90 would reach this state once again, but he does that. And right now, Sobek is about to crumble here because I'm not so sure. Let me check out those resources that he has access to. Still a lot of villagers on gold for both players, so it's not over yet entirely. But I still think that Sobek would say, alright, I'll just save the resources in my mind go for the next game instead. But yeah, it seems that T90 is just going to take over at this point.
Yeah, I think it's purely down to the Hussar choice. What is the deal with the Hussars? That made no sense whatsoever. And yeah, I just don't get it at all. I think he must have had ulterior plans. He must have been expecting some kind of like sneaky attack or some decision. Maybe he wanted to... I just can't think. What was he expecting by making Hussars instead of Cavalier against Pikemen and Plumes?
I know. In my opinion,
he had the gold.
Late game, never cavalry normally, but always infantry siege, at least in situations like that. But no, he just went full SARS.
He did have a decent amount of Lungers at one point. The Lungers would have definitely worked if he just had them backed up with something that would kill the infantry. Champions maybe. Even Cavalier would have still done okay. I'm just astounded by the Hussar choice. It is such a game throw. But at least this way we don't get to see a 3-0 clearance, we get to see something else.
At least someone saved his pride tonight. That's good. That's good. Let's check out those achievements, because there's something really important that's going to happen on the third page. Before that one, just quickly saying KD was quite close. Despite Sobek having more kills, we're just talking about 20 difference here, and this didn't win him the game. We also have to keep in mind that T90 shifted many units here, so range units. Then we had the shift into Eagles towards the end, and also largest army. That was, of course, the reason why Sobek couldn't do anything against it anymore, because he was being kept down, and T90 being forced really well and had a massive number of 95 towards the end. Economy. I know, GPN, if you want to say something about this, but yeah, wood a lot for T90. In general, T90 did actually quite a nice job here.
Honestly, that was not too bad. It's just Sobek's Hussar throw. I just can't get over it.
I mean, me neither. And also, maybe something we should maybe at least once again mention: technology stats. Fuel age 1230 versus 16.
Yeah,
that 1630 versus 1945. What?
That FC from Sobek, that was perfect.
Yeah.
Although losing 4 sheep is pretty big, I will give him that. That Laming might have actually won the game.
Yeah. Next map is going to be a double Arabia, by the way, so that's going to be an interesting one. And yeah, just the castle age uptime in the end was really strange. We were, of course, really euphoric when we saw that Sobek actually neutralized the situation when both clicked up for him pretty much nearly at the same time with similar resources and similar villager count towards the end. It was well done, but towards the end, you said it, Hussar choice. What was this?
Is there a spec delay yet?
No.
Because I have to rejoin the game every time, because whenever I join the tournament lobbies, every game it makes me reconnect to Vibly. It's the weirdest thing, but it only applies to tournament lobbies.
I know.
That map was pretty terrible, but now I think we're going to see in Double Arabia. I'm not entirely sure what civs are going to be picking without Chinese Indians.
They're both banned, right?
Yep.
What would you choose?
If
those, those civs are banned, what would you choose?
Double TCs, I would probably pick something with the farm. We might see a versatile civ. Japanese already been taken. We might see something like Malians or Italians at this point.
Yeah, Malians.
The chance of Incas would be odd, but I'm going to quickly run to the bathroom anyway, so.
Alright, no problem. Speculated start, by the way. Alright, that last map was Canes and Detectives. Whenever I see Osiris, Joshua says, I always think a rating, so I'm thinking that's what Sobek wants to try. The thing about that one is, how do you want to rate with, just, 10 knights or less as the basis of what you want to actually build up there. And in the end, well, you didn't have anything anymore. Despite knowing that the late game of stabs is mostly defined by something else but cavalry, but well, this is how it is. And Amens is the winner of the guessing game here, the unofficial guessing game. We'll go into this game once GPN is back, because I have the strong suspicion that the viewers of VO can hear me as well. It would be terrible of me if I would spoil the results and the events before GPN actually has satisfied them. Visually speaking, double rating though, it's gonna be double the amount of TCs and GPN. Are you back? Are you in the game?
Clearly, I want to comment on this one. We have Dragonstar who said what I was thinking. If you don't pick Huns, then you are a macro god. I think, of course, Huns is a really good pick. You don't need to make houses. You're not going to get housed right away because obviously the amount of wood you start with is the same.
Right.
And the amount of food you start with is the same. So, of course, making 4 houses instead of just 2 is a really, huge thing early game. So, need to remember to change my overlay. I'm an idiot. Thank you, Kemper. I live in awe of you Spanish players. But yeah, I think Huns is a really nice map here if you cannot have Chinese.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's nice, but already so difficult to scout efficiently for 2 TCs here to get those resources. And I also just checked it out, man. We have pawns. This is vanilla Arabia.
Yes, of course. What else would it be? I think the thing is, I am quite used to Budapest. I used to play Budapest quite a lot. So yeah, this non-water version of Budapest pretty much is a little bit odd to me, but Huns is definitely a very good civ for it. Out of all the civs we have, I can see Huns War being the only thing we could see. I'm not entirely sure we'd see other civs without Chinese.
It just makes sense a lot because with the Huns, you normally say, wow, first of all to the south, Sobek is about to lose his villager. No, he has Loom. Alright, that makes sense. Because he nearly lost, otherwise he would have lost that.
Yes, both players started with Loom, because otherwise you can't run your TCs.
Good. So what I was saying is, with those Huns, you normally say you don't have to care too much about your map. You can adapt so easily. You have one of the most versatile civs ever. And with that one, you can just pretty much act the way you want to. And with 2 TCs, it's quite important because you don't actually have the time to, normally, you don't have the time to evaluate the map as much as possible and as efficient as possible to decide, okay, do I want to go for those walls? Do I want to play it a bit more slow here just to adapt or whatever you want to do? But with the Huns, you can say, all right, I have super aggressive civilization if I want to. I can go forward, I can push. And with 2 TCs, it's maybe the way to go because it's so difficult. You can already see some not double sheeping, but some outside TC sheeping because it's simply difficult to manage everything at the same time. Those aspiring experts, they are now under severe pressure because of this map.
I think it's a pretty crazy map in general. From playing Budapest, you have to have a lot of attention. The thing that would usually happen is that because obviously you have 2 TCs to run, that's a lot of food economy you need. As soon as those boars and sheep run out, you're going to have a little bit of an issue because, you do need a lot of food economy. You can't just have like 2 farms as you go up when you're going to have to still run a TC while one is going up. Right. So you can up really fast with the food economy you can bring in, but at the same time you do need to consider, where is Sobek sending that villager in the south? The wall?
Yes, maybe he just forgot about it. Maybe just...
Yeah, it's just a micro aspect, but what we'd usually do is you'd have a huge food economy, so it's quite common to go scouts. You do start with 2 scouts, so obviously you can start picking off some villas if you wanted to. The loom early is kind of important because of that. Right. But yeah, going scouts quite common just simply because huge food economy, because you need to add farms and that kind of thing to be able to run your TCs. I think that's what we're going to see from both players here, probably a massive scout war.
No, I think so as well. For given reasons, of course. We just have to mention that T90 already severely damaged here. One scout being lower than half the HP. We have the engagement, and Sobek does not react properly. What does it do? Oh my god, man, he's just giving away the advantage. T90 actually did really well here. Getting most free hits. That was unfortunate. But then again, he doesn't react correctly here. T90 needs to be careful because he has already 2 low HP scouts. If he lost them, he would give away the advantage, or not the advantage that he has over Sobek, but the advantage that he gets from the civilization. There's something really important happens to GPN. Sobek is going for gold. 4 villagers on gold. Is that just some fast castle reason why he does that?
I am thinking there is a chance, while of course he does have 2 TCs, It is a little bit odd that T90 is doing it. I was looking at Sobek's resources and I was thinking, okay, that makes sense. Oh, Sobek is adding villagers to gold, not T90.
Yeah, sorry. He's on
yes,
gold, yeah.
this makes sense looking at Sobek's resources. He is going to be able to FC, but he's probably... Is he going to make scouts in the meantime? I mean, I can see him making scouts and then just FCing really quickly, because of course he does have 2 TCs making villagers. That's a lot of food economy in the background. A few on gold and then just, you know, making scouts up quite fast. Not a huge problem. He is up a lot faster. He's not going to be properly FCing, but he's going to have something that looks somewhat similar to it. And then of course he can make one single knight will kill 10 plus scouts as long as he prepares for it. I think this map requires a lot of preparation. Like, you have to properly train to find the best kind of start in this kind of map. Blacksmith already though.
Cav archers could be a possibility as well.
Yep.
Why not?
Cav arch, definitely. I mean, they'll still kill the scouts. I mean, we're looking at probably scout rush from the players here, so.
Yeah, stable coming up for it. T90 on that hill.
I think.
Interesting.
I'm a little bit off on this one because what I'm thinking here is that there is a chance that T90, when he added those villagers there to gold, he decided maybe I made the wrong decision.
Right.
And maybe he's deciding now I might as well fast castle rather than go scouts at this point. So he's going to be up to castle a lot later. I mean, castle already clicked off Sobek, 14-minute castle age. That is pretty monumental. I mean, 14-16, that is a 24 plus 2 with 16 seconds idle time. But we're looking at 49 villagers. Yeah. The OTC, absolutely crazy. We're going to see huge economy, triple range probably.
Triple range, once again, the winner.
I could see quadruple range, but the thing is, T90 is behind. I seriously do think he wanted to go scouts, but then decided maybe he made a mistake and wanted to FC in the end. But what is he going to do? I can imagine he might win this if he has knights with husbandry, but he's not going to mass the same. It's not going to work, I don't think.
That's going to be so difficult. Also, the walling of Sobek is so consistent. If there's no hall, actually he walled off, I know, 30% of the map already, maybe a bit less, 25.
Huge amount.
That's actually quite solid. Yeah, that's good. That's good for the beginning. Sobek is on the way, getting fletching. 3 archer ranges as well as stable, so he's going to be able to get actually a couple of upgrades here, be it husbandry or bloodlines. It's up to him. And with 3 archer ranges, that's some good aggression that he can build up. And I think with that one, T90 needs to prepare himself. Looking at T90's base, ooh, he's going for stone walls. Look at this guy. Probably aware of the fact that he's slightly behind here. And he indeed wants to go for skateboarding armor and bloodlines, so there's going to be some knights play from him.
Is that hole? No, that's not hole.
That was a hole. That was a hole. Wherever the deer was.
Where?
I know where it was.
There it is. Yeah, it's right on the tip of the hill. Right where those 2 large palisades join. They're not actually joined.
In the north of
that's right? Very unfortunate, that is.
Oh my god, man.
Someone's got pure eagle eyes kicking about here. But yeah, I think Sobek's still just going to win with the army. Even if anything goes through that hole, it's not going to kill anything. I never have holes, but that's just simply because I know how to wall. I'm not like one of these idiots. But triple stable vs triple range. I think the triple range does win this one.
And there we are. There. By the way, the T90 space is open. Oh my god.
Yeah, man. He didn't really wall much. Whoever gets husbandry first. Yes, husbandry first coming from Sobek. That is pretty huge. He's going to just simply outrun the knights at this point.
Yeah. This is crazy stuff. The knights are there. The knights with bloodlines and +2. Nothing to underestimate. But Sobek with the husbandry advantage, but not too much. At least T90 is going to have that one very soon as well. The vicious walling here, by the way, from T90. But that's all about it. So, I mean, with that one, nice situation for Sobek. And that were not the last cap arches that we've seen. More is going to be incoming here. And for now, just Sobek trying to keep those 3 knights busy. And yeah, just trying to enjoy the view here. So such an open map with T90.
I'm quite interested in the playstyle of these players because Sobek is adding a TC, whereas T90 says basically 2 TCs is enough. I'm going to spend the stone on walling.
Right.
So yeah, 2 TCs from Dark Age is definitely enough. You could definitely have a good economy. He's already halfway to fully boomed, and it's only 17 minutes in, which is, you know, of course, quite far. So, I think that's definitely interesting. I think it's a playstyle approach. I think maybe he's practiced. T90 definitely must have practiced these maps. If only he practiced casting, he'd be good at it. But I think TTCs with this kind of economy, just simple triple stable, go knights until forever. Really, really strong approach. I think 3 ranges, maybe not enough. 4 ranges might have been a bit better. He of course had the economy to make even 5 ranges work. I would have done that because I'm crazy, but no, he's signed the boom. 4 TC now from Sobek.
Yeah, I just saw it as well. It's interesting. Just also want to see how successful T90 is going to be with his knights here, as he's been going for some rate here with his knights. At least a bit he did with that one. That's all about it. I'm just asking myself how Sobek is going to try to approach the situation now that he's not been able to actually go for the massive pressure. For now, it seems to be quite equal here between the two. But it's going to be between Knights and Cap Archers. Question is, what is the secondary component of their armies? Are we going to see some more stuff? As you said,
I'm thinking monks.
Monks, all right.
From Sobek, because what I'm seeing here is that just because there's simply the TC count and that T90 forfeited having extra TCs by just building that stone wall, I'm thinking he's going to just fully involve Knights, 2 stables. Sobek is going to 4 TC, he's going to hit 120 vills, basically the full boom mark, 130, 140 even. And T90 is going to be 30, 40 vills behind. I don't see what he could do against that. Then all he has to do is cheaply make monks and maybe win some Night Wars.
If we see some monks at this point, the Knights of T90 are now dangerously close. They're at least tanky enough to just withstand the arrow fire here. For now, Sobek is in danger. Also, the gold is really, really dangerous there. At the same time, yeah, it was enough for T90. I mean, T90 did enough that Sobek now came back, actually. Tries to address the problem with his main army. That's good for T90, I guess.
Yeah, what I would say for Sobek though is he does have a slight advantage by having the extra TCs to defend himself, just to garrison the villages in, and then the CA can kite around that. Both of which really complement each other with arrow fire. I still think the CA are going to win at this point. As I said, there's a slight bit of a little bit of an oddity, I would say, in terms of Sobek was going to attack the gold before the TC went up of T90, you know, the middle gold. But I find if he did that, he might have been in a better position rather than defending at home.
Yeah, but unfortunately for Sobek, just didn't work. Now he's the one being actually behind. 87 to 94 villagers, also a lot of idle time. Gloria's just said this as well, because the Knights have been quite destructive here, and I think that value is kind of justified. Even though now they're being taken down, I still think that T90 did a great job over here. I wouldn't have thought that it would be like this. And I mean, even though there are not too many holes, there's still the same hole with the deers. The palisades are not as successful, of course, defending as stone walls, and they will go down, meaning that there's going to be even more spots for the Knights to strike at from. And I think that Sobek is just constantly in a reactive stance with that one.
Did Sobek get ballistics? Yes, he did. He must have got it very, very early, and I just might not have noticed. I think as long as Sobek rebooms, he might be able to be in a slightly better position. He does have the better army quality at this point. Of course, he does have double the military, which is kind of important if you try to go forward and do some raiding. T90 still is definitely raidable. But yeah, I think the triple stable knights was a slightly better opening. The ranges really nice. There we go. Finally, 5 ranges. That's kind of what you need to do from the beginning.
Is it too late though?
No, I don't think it's too late. As long as he has a monastery, gets a couple of monks, gets a couple needed conversions.
But does he have the monks? That's the main thing here. I don't see anything like this.
Yes, I mean, he could just simply add an RTC on the gold. He does have the TC count around. He does have the amount of gold around. But, oh, here we go. Finally, in the north, he's sending cav archers to go raid. He's just left his base there. If he could easily equalize the villagers' numbers at this point. and he definitely has more than enough CA at home to take on that Knight army. So, what are we going to see here? Don't really know, but I think maybe...
Not too many villas are going to die with that one. I reckon just 5 to 10, if at all 10. But,
yes, but the thing is, T90 knocked off gold right away. He's only got the 1 gold next to that TC now. And he really needs to secure that, which I don't think he's able to. Cavarge can definitely still kill most of the villas on that gold. So now he has to keep pushing with the knights to be able to get that going. Castle in the front, yeah.
Ambitious. And not too many knights. If done correctly, Sobek can actually take this down. He should actually go on that hill, Sobek, with his Cavarges, but this castle's gonna go up, man. Unlucky.
I'm curious, why couldn't he stop that castle? Too much micro, but I think that's a lot of villagers T90 sent forward that are now going to be inactive. That's like basically killing 15 villagers for a while. That's interesting.
Man, I wouldn't have thought that actually T90 would be that successful. The score is telling something else though. And that's, I know why exactly. It's probably just because of the scouting here. Because otherwise, I guess Sobek just scouted a bit more here. That's why the score is so much better for Sobek here. But the villager count is better for T90. The KD is better. Yeah, it's actually a bit misleading here, the score. Maybe T90 was a bit confused with that one.
Let's have a quick slip through the achievements. Looking at the achievements, has a lot more military kill for T90, but the value is not quite the same.
Good quick walls, by the way. T90 was able to just build those stone walls before the Cavarges could go in, because that's the most crucial part of the food economy for now for T90. It has been secured now. The Knights are there, but this is a bad fight for the Knights because the Cavarges are not quite safe in that spot.
Yeah, I think the trade here is going to be huge. T90 is just throwing away all his Knights. I think this is just throwing away your advantage at this point. I like the towers. The towers can be really, really strong here. As long as he started building the second one, that would have been a bit better. Now he's going to run with the CA. The Knights are just still coming from the triple stables. Of course, with this kind of economy, he could afford to keep making that. He could afford to make more. I don't know why he isn't. Maybe he just wants to up fast, get Cavalier, get those upgrades. Would be really, really strong. I think Sobek's looking quite a lot of wood, quite a lot of gold. He could always make more CA, but he's got his ranges running. So the only thing I could think of him making at this point would either be Rams or more farms and then up quickly.
Right.
I think upping quickly to get those essential upgrades to the CA might be quite important. But I don't know. I think T9 might actually have a decent advantage. Sobek only now getting wheelbarrow though.
That's unfortunate because T90 got this one, I don't know, 10-20 minutes ago, in-game minutes. But still, I think Sobek has chances. You're right by saying that T90 somehow it feels way better for him. With the vote count, it's of course way more of a crisp one. Looking at those resources, T90 is still going for the Castle Age war here. No sign of a PLH. Besides that, well, looking okay. I think that it's kind of equal at this point, but I'm just saying that T90, of course, can have a huge advantage if he just makes use of that one, because for now everything seems equal in terms of, I know, map control wise it's better for T90 slightly, but Sobek is at least not getting raided at this point.
So we see Leather Archer armor coming in for Sobek. That means one more attack from Knights, I believe, to be able to kill them. Military wise, he has a lot of CA in the south and a lot in the north, but separated, they're not able to take their respective armies. He needs to really unite those. He's thinking of raiding, but is he going to be able to raid? I think in the south, maybe. Looking at the map, though, it's where's Stark when you need him to talk about the corners of the map. T90 does have the north, he does have the east, and he basically with that castle secures the south. So as long as he does something to stop this raiding here, he's going to have an easy time.
And speaking of this raiding, now T90 is forced to go with his main army back to the right-hand side of the map. Sobek is not entirely sure where he wants to raid because he's a bit intimidated by those TCs. Gives enough time for the Knights of T90 to be there. Maybe with that one, of course, yes, indeed, to the north, Castle Denial cries in doubt here. Yeah, it's just unfortunate for T90 here, but that's one thing that you mentioned with those corners. at least Sobek doesn't really want to give that corner in the north to T90. He tries his best with that one. A lot of things are happening at the same time here.
This game could be over really, really quickly. Of course, Sobek does have the army in the north. He has the army doing the raiding, but look at his ranges. Huge army and a decent amount of pikes, and his resources. He's already clicked up the imp, actually. I was going to mention the resources before he did, but that is huge. He's going to get chemistry, he's going to get bracer, he's going to get HCA. That's an extra 3 attack on his cav archers. They're going to kill those knights twice as fast. And I don't think T90 just isn't going to imp. He's spending all his resources into those knights.
4 knights.
Is he still triple? He's still triple stable.
Yep.
He didn't go more stables to go the full all in, and then he didn't go imp faster by staying three stables. So
another castle denial. Another castle denial in the middle. Oh my god, man. T90 is giving it away here.
I think T90 definitely did have a big advantage, but he didn't add more stables to go fully all in, but then he kind of did the thing of not going imp to stay full castle age, and that's where he should be going all in. So that's so risky for him. That could really have cost him the game. As soon as Imperial Age hits in, we're going to see those upgrades. Those knights are going to melt like absolute butter. They're going to be completely useless. They're already not doing very good against the amount of cavalry archers that Sobek has. He's still denying the castle up in the north. T9 is losing a lot of villagers. T90 massively overboomed, and now he's just losing them.
Yeah, massively overboomed, so actually losing those villas slightly helps him, but also quite some idle villas that he has. Sobek now has actually fully equalized the economic situation, I would say. At least to a certain extent, he's kind of completely...
30 idols for T90, yeah, he's definitely ahead.
Yeah, that's good, that's good. I mean, wonderful stuff, and as I said, at Imperial Age, a few seconds left. It's not going to be imp GG, but what's going to happen is, as you said, it's bracer, chemistry, HCA in the end.
Parthian tactics as well?
Yeah, Parthian tactics, of course.
Yep.
Of course.
What, I can't quite word this out of my head. The knights only have forging. If they had blast furnace, would they kill the +2 armor cavalry archers one hit quicker? I don't quite remember.
Does it say what again?
If the knights only have forging, if they had iron casting, would they kill the CA that have +2 armor one hit quicker?
No.
I don't
know what those mathematics do. We need to ask Spirit of the Law, man.
Yeah, but fuck him. But yeah, these HCA are almost full upgrade. There we go. Parthian tactics, chemistry still coming in. Chain barding armor, so we're going to see some more pikes added in. This front here, basically the mangonel is going to be useless when the pikes come in. We're going to see like 20 halbs maybe. Then Sobek's T90's full, frontal army push is just gone off the map. So I'm not sure what we're going to see here. The castle is going to go down. Don't forget, Huntreb's extra accuracy, so they're going to kill the castle extra fast. So
yes, I love it.
Of course, Huntreb vs Huntreb, we're going to see equality, but I mean, he is an imp, and of course T90 is only 30% up to imp. I think this is really GG here. I don't see a single thing T90 can do to fight against the cavalry archers at this point. He needs Paladin to fight this, and he's, has to get Cavalier first. He's still not even imp. So
that takes a lot of time. And his gold income also not the best that he has, not the most efficient gold mines that he has. The HCA are in full.
There we go.
Full action, and there we go.
I don't think he could have won that. I think he had a really nice start push. He had the right idea, definitely. I definitely would say that cavalry archers, obviously, with that kind of economy, I think you could go more cavalry archers than a player could go knights, and you could definitely mass them in quantity where they're going to work. Sobek didn't quite do that. T90 did have 3 stable knights, which is the most he could do. That definitely was a really great idea. That pushed it back. That could have won at that point. But then he just didn't go above that. He didn't add more stables to go fully castle age, or he didn't go to imp quickly enough to really go cavalier to get the upgrades. So he did the thing where we saw in the first game, where he didn't really balance, water and land. This way he didn't really balance Imperial as well as going full castle age push. It was a bit of not quite the right mix. It was it was definitely a very interesting mix, but I think he just didn't quite go all the way in, which probably could have won in the game.
True. I gotta be honest. Despite us having certain opinions here, United still delivered a good matchup here. I gotta be honest. I mean, the previous game was really strong. this game over here, towards the middle, I thought, okay, wow, are we gonna go for the full series here? Because at least he did what he did here. And as you said, it's unfortunately he did those mistakes. Castle Age War with 3 stables. I understand the philosophy. In the end, it was not worth it anymore. Sobek still was able to stabilize and just go for the HCA action. And with that one, in the end, he just won. Well deserved, well played. Congratulations. Actually, well played by both of the players. That's something I have to mention here.
That's definitely something I'd have to agree with. I was not expecting quite the same from T90. He did play very, very well in my opinion, just in general. Even this game he played quite well. It's similar to the first game. He just had that one slight, dillying in the middle rather than going fully one way or fully the other way. So it's I think that's kind of just where his small fault was, but his big in general his gameplay was really, really good, I think.
Yeah, I'm just looking at those achievements real quick. Just for the record, the economy of T90 in the end was still better than the one of Sobek. But of course, what's the most important thing in my opinion is that Sobek had more wood and just a comparable amount of gold. And with that one, those are the key components to go for the calf arches. He needed the military output. He had that one. But more food for T90 because he went for knights. And also more stone because we saw a couple of dart castles with that one. And also a lot of heavy walling, of course. So that's one thing to mention. Tech-wise, yeah, Sobek went for the next stages always earlier than his opponents. Not always with the best expected result, maybe. But it was T90 also with more villagers over boom. And that's about it. Good games. I liked it.
Yep, this is going to be the end of the Vibly official stream. So, are you going to cast some more so I can toast you, or?
Yeah, I will continue.
Yep.
We'll continue.
Just let me put my last minute plug for this raffle. If you want to win 3 months of free Vibly Premium subscription, it's going to be silver. All you have to do is go to the Vibly official Twitch chat right now and just type !raffle, and you'll be entered. I'm about to do the drawing, so I'll just give you 1 or 2 minutes to finish that off. Of course, Demi's Raid, if you want to go and do that, go ahead.
Yeah, it's !raffle, right?
Yep, just go ahead. If you already have if you already have premium, then I'll just extend your current premium if it's silver, and we could always work something out if it's gold or platinum. We could always like add 2 months if you already have gold, or 1 month if you have platinum, something like that. But yeah, we currently have a decent amount of people entered, so
yeah, man.
Just give you 30 more seconds on that.
I'm curious.
You have to be in the chat to win, by the way, so if you're not in the chat when I draw your name, then I have to give it to someone else. So if someone wins and you don't, hang around for a minute, you might have actually won.
Yeah, I just repeat once again, guys. It's actually a cool thing. It's Vibly Premium. If you're not aware of this, for me, myself, I really make use of this AKA rating to see what the opponent's actual highest rates are with their other accounts. It's pretty great. And also the ability to get those better lobby numbers to be more visible, basically, and the Medieval Siege lobby is also quite nice because the top 10, 1 to 10, are actually VIP, so to speak, and with Vibly Premium, you get access to that one.
I think it's top 20 now.
Nice. Yeah, true. Right.
Let me just do the drawing, just through chat button stream. Pick winner.
Oh, change your nickname, please.
Change your nickname, please. You have won. Are you still here, son, or have you bailed?
Because otherwise, someone else is, of course, gonna.
I don't see him in the chat, so it could be someone else winning.
I guess you just got hosted, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm curious as to where those 200 viewers came from as well, but
Doubt.
Doubt. Thank you for the host. I do not have notifications enabled, Streamlabs I mean, and also I did not see it in chat because it just doesn't show up, but thank you for the host.
And Doubt, please check AoE zone. If you hear this, please check AoE zone, please.
Only 30 more seconds. I'm going to wait for this one.
Sure. Now I'm curious as well who's going to get it here. Redraw, Jonas says, let's go.
Jonas is choking for that extra Vibli Premium. He wants to leave the HD. And I do not see change your nickname in the chatters list, so I guess he's left. So we're going to have to draw another winner.
Alright, let's go.
Kember has won. Kember was here. Are you still here? He is still... Yes, he is here.
Congratulations, man.
Kember, if you just whisper me on Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGPN, or just click on my name in chat there, send me a whisper, and I will sort that out for you. So thanks everyone for joining the giveaway. Thanks everyone for coming to the stream. What we're going to do is we're going to host Demise Red, show him some love. There is the tournament coming up. It's starting tomorrow, actually, the Derek tournament. I'm just going to let Demise tell you about it while I go and get another beer. So listen to him for a second.
Alright guys, what is happening? Demise the Bread here, and yeah, as we just heard from Mr. GPN, we got this beautiful tournament going up here. That is an 8-player tournament, and just one weekend. I'm going to cast off the games, of course, exclusively on my channel, but I have co-casters such as Mr. GPN, and also Project Belgium. We got, who else do we have? We got Drakons, believe it or not, but we got Drakon there as well. We got Juppe from Finland, and all of these guys, but the games, the players, Tim, Back T, Vivi, John Slow, ACCM, Dowd, Tato, and Melkor. These 8 players are part of the $350 tournament. One weekend. It's all going to be about on my own map, Derak Arena. It's a specialized version of Arena that Mr. GPN is a really big fan of. And this joke being made still gonna happen 16 GMT today. Actually, now it's Friday on my channel. Hope you guys gonna tune in because it will be a nice but short event from Friday to Sunday. All right, that's it. I guess I did my sellout move here.
Did you mention tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow, aka today, or I mean Friday, 16 GMT.
Yes, indeed. That is wait, what time?
16 GMT is going. Oh yeah,
yes.
Our game.
Yeah.
The one with the GPM. I'm so sorry. Is going to be with Tato and Melkor, and that's at 20:30 GMT on Friday. So in what's that? Less than 20 hours.
Yeah, that's going to be streamed entirely on Demise Red's channel. So while I host there, go and follow him. You're going to see that later. You want to see more of me? I want to see more of him. You want to just see more content in general. If you want to see good content, of course, I'm going to be live. It's going to be Derek map, so it's going to be terrible. But personally, if you do enjoy that stuff. Anyway, so I'm just going to straight up cut a line here and draw the stream to a close. So thanks everyone for coming, and I'm going to host Demise Red.
Yeah, man.
So say goodbye to the chat in Vibli Official.
Yes, thank you. Well, I mean, I actually thought that you would host me right away, and then I thought, okay, it would be awkward if I just still talk.
You suck.
But yeah, man, it was really nice, GPN, as usual, man. And also on Vibli Official, shoutouts to all the Vibli Official casters and the people behind. Great stuff. And guys, tune in for more content for VO, man, on this beautiful month and next month. Aspiring experts, a lot of stuff to happen. Go, go, go. Was really nice.
All right, bye.